This is Minecraft's most secure prison, the Imposter Box, and today, my friends challenged me to escape it. When I first spawned in, I began looking around at my surroundings, and I saw this netherite wall, which I assumed was a door, and I would have to get up to it somehow and open it. There were also geysers in front of me, which I would have to use to get up to the edge. And so with nothing left to do, I just jumped into the geysers and hoped that something would happen. And I did. I got flung back by some slime blocks. So I jumped in again, hoping to maybe get on the edge, but I missed again. And I jumped in one final time, and I actually made it, so that was cool. But I noticed there was nothing up here, and I couldn't really mine the netherite because that would take way too long. So I just jumped back down because there was nothing up here. And I was just stuck in this room for a while. But then, I had a very good idea. I used F5. See, using F5 gave me a whole new perspective, but I couldn't really see anything with it, so that was just useless. And I was just stuck again for a while, until I remembered another key in Minecraft that gives extra information about your surroundings. I used F3. And using F3 I could see which block I was looking at, which allowed me to see this hopper in the wall. Inside of the hopper there was a cornflower, and so with nothing else to do I grabbed it. And surprisingly, the door behind me opened. And so I went back into the geyser and got onto the edge again to be inside of the new unlocked room. Looking around, I saw a copper golem, a crafting table, a villager, and a beacon. And so I had to assume that somehow I would have to get iron to complete the beacon. I decided to check the villager's trades, and he wanted my cornflower. And since it was useless, I just traded it over for the free iron. But again, I had nothing else to do, so I had a very good idea again. I used F5. See, using F5 gave me a whole new perspective, and I was able to see a redstone torch and a revet that I would not be able to see before. I know I would have to destroy the redstone torch, but I didn't have anything to do that with, so I just decided to flick the revet. And that opened a little area for the copper golem to go down. And sure enough, there was a copper chest down there. But since the hopper was locked, it couldn't open it. So I would have to somehow destroy the torch, but I still had nothing to do that with. Until I realized, the 3 iron I had gotten was just enough to make a bucket. So I went back down and scooped up the water, and as we all know, the only purpose of water is to break redstone torches. Then I had a shocking realization. I had nowhere for the copper golem to deposit the items. So with nothing to do, I just broke the crafting table and had to hope that there was a chest. And so the copper golem returned the items to the chest, and I was able to get 10 iron, which was the exact amount I needed to complete the beacon and get jump boost. But I was a fool. See, jump boost 1 from a beacon is not enough to create a 2-block jump. So I would have to use my crafting table to build up and then swim up with my water. This new room had a floor of snow, and when I tried to walk across it, I realized it was powdered snow, so I would have to get leather boots to go past. I decided to break the floor, but there was lava, so I couldn't continue like that. In search of the leather boots, I decided to kill the villager, since it could be wearing them. But it didn't, so I decided to kill the copper golem as well, and it also didn't. So with nothing left to do, I decided to break the chest, and sure enough, there was a hopper with leather boots inside. When I crossed the snow, I saw this room which had a ton of mobs, and so I assumed that it was some sort of spot which one stands out. And the one that stood out was the copper golem, since it was the only one that had been previously in this escape room. So I counted out which space it was in, and I went to that spot in the powdered snow, and I went down it, and I had escaped, and all I had to do was land a clutch.